Hello again, everyone. Down in the shop, and we have a car on the lift. 72 Dodge Dart. Belongs to my brother. And he's noticed a noise in the rear end just in the last couple of weeks as he was driving it. Kind of a whine, and so as far as we can tell, the ring gear and pinion are fine, and I'm assuming this is an original rear end from 1972, so it's probably due for a little wear. So we've just decided to put new axle bearings and of course seals too while we're into it. So I'm going to let the lift down here a little bit where I can get to the wheels, and we'll get started taking these wheels off and seeing how we can get these axles out. That ought to be far enough. Make it convenient to get to the wheels without having to bend over. Cracker SS wheels. 14 inchers. And this has the 4 bolts on the flange that holds the axle in. So we'll remove them. The brakes locked up maybe a year or so ago, and they had to put a new seal in this, not a bearing. So you can see where I don't know what that's about. They put silicone around it. Maybe they put it on in between it too, so we'll see. So let's get these nuts off and see how hard this axle is to get out. Wow. Well, I think that one has been out lately. They're normally not that easy to get out. They came out with no, I didn't even have to tap on it. I just grabbed hold of it and it pulled right out. So I hope the other side's that easy. And here's a seal that we pulled out. We do have both sides out. But the way I done that, I just took a screwdriver, drove in between it and the housing, kind of bent it, and that relieved the pressure, and then just grabbed a hold of it and pulled it out. We're going to clean up the axle housings, and then we'll put some new seals in, and then we'll tackle those axle bearings, try to get them off. So I think I'm going to try just drilling a hole in the top of it. And then we'll stop, of course, before we get to the axle. And that should weaken it enough that we can put a punch in that hole and it should spread apart then. Broken too. There we go. Looking good. All right. Take that off. Now let's tackle this bearing. On the bearing, I just took the cutoff wheel on this angle grinder and just cut down through it, and we broke the outer part off, and we done the same thing on the inside. So let's get started on this other one now. Yeah, I think it's in two.
I believe it is.
Oh yeah, loose. There we go. Alright, and then on the bearing, like we do like the other one, we'll just cut slots with the die grinder, or with the side grinder, and break this outer part off, and then we'll do the same thing on the inside. Okay, didn't film putting the bearings back on the axles, but we went to a friend's house with a press, and it's just a matter of pressing the bearing on and the retainer against the bearing. So we pulled the center chunk cover back off. We just had it siliconed the other day after inspecting it, and we actually got a new gasket for it this time, so we're going to change that and put a gasket on it. And we got both axles back in. Everything running smooth. So quick as we get this cover back on, ready to put the tires and wheels on and put some oil in it. It should be about finished. Alright, rear cover's back on. We probably should put the oil in it next before we forget. We don't want to get everything back together and drive it down the road and say, we forgot to put oil in that. So we'll get that plug off so we can put the oil in there.
Rolls again.
One down, one to go. All right, going for a test drive. If it still whines, at least we got new bearings and new seals on the axles. That's what it was. I think you're right. Alright, I think I've convinced him that that's what it was. We don't hear her whining anymore, so we're going down the road.
Get some air on.
Right here, turn around, and we'll head back to the house. And pull them back in the drive.
One satisfied customer.
Yeah. I really appreciate you watching, and we'll see you next time. We hope you've enjoyed this video. If you did, hit the like button, and we'd love it if you would subscribe to our channel. Thanks.